Hello. This is the scene from Wolfwalkers. We posted this some weeks ago, I think, and I wanted to do a little tour through the file. I think it will be interesting for people to see the file at a slower pace than in the actual post, and maybe we can also show you how some of the things are done, and I don't know, maybe you can learn something. So here is the scene. This scene was originally created in Moho 12 when I was working at Cartoon Saloon, working on Wolfwalkers. I had the luck to be able to work on this scene in particular. I was very excited. I was so excited actually that the actual scene lasts 4 seconds, but I think I animated longer than that. I think around 6 seconds maybe. There are a lot of cycles happening here, so you will see a lot of people continually walking and running and all that, so they will continue going down. Actually, if you look at this character, that is the main character here, she will continue running forever. Let me actually zoom out the timeline here. Yeah, she will just continue running, leaving the town. Yeah, this guy is also following her. So yeah, there are many people leaving the town here around second 25 and beyond. So maybe the town will be empty if we go to, I don't know, to frame 10,000. Let me check that. Yeah, there are not too many people on the town now because most of them just left. Actually, if I zoom out, you can see there are people everywhere there. Anyway, this is not interesting for you. Let me just go back to frame 0. But this is actually cool because it's how additive cycles work. So you can create a walk cycle or something, and you can make the character to walk to the right, to the left, up, down, or in perspective, and the additive cycle will continue adding those values on top of the cycle, so the character will continue walking forever. So and you can of course stop it by just adding keyframes, but I think that is very useful, especially for this kind of animation, so you don't have to worry about controlling the speed of the characters, like setting like a keyframe at the beginning and another keyframe at the end, and then adjusting, and then checking if the feet are sliding or not, because you just created that cycle. So let me actually, if I take this donkey here, let me hide the foreground, and maybe we'll hide the background too. So let me just select this guy here. Yeah, and actually I don't see the keyframes of this guy because I played with the sequencer here. So if I go to the sequencer, I think I just pulled that layer to the left. So I will try to, actually what I can do, instead of pulling it by hand until, well, here it is. I could pull it by hand by just dragging until I have this little green arrow. This green arrow by default should be on frame 0, but if you want your character to start sooner or later, you can just move the layer here. And if you don't know where that green arrow is, you can always go to animation, and you can go to the frame you want the green arrow to be. In this case, I want it to be on frame 1, and you can go to animation and set somewhere here, set layer start time. So I click here and that moves the layer there. So now I will be able to see the keyframes there. Alright, so here you can see this character walking. Nothing too fancy, of course, happening here, but the character is walking, and it has this cycle apply. I think this is the main bone, and it has a cycle in translation. So let me just check here. Yeah, this cycle is going back to frame 2, and it's actually absolute. No, sorry, the additive cycle is here. If I go to the layer translation X, which is the horizontal movement, I can select this, and you can see this one goes back to frame 2, and it's an additive cycle. So if I continue dragging this, it will continue moving. And actually, if I look on the graph mode, if I go to the graph mode here and I double click on this channel, you can see how this cycle is doing that. So it's just taking this movement and repeating it on a cycle. And you can see here that the line looks as stairs, and this is because we are animating everything on 2s. Okay, so if I set it to be on 1s, you can see it's a smooth line, but if I set it on 2s, you have this stair, so it means it moves every 2 frames. If I want to make the donkey to walk faster, I could just drag this lower. I don't think this is going to work, but now the donkey is faster there. Okay, let me just undo that. And actually what I could do, since all the animation is happening here, I think some of the animation is also happening on the vector layers. So if I select, yeah, some of the animation is actually happening here too. Let me just set that cycle there. So what I can do is I can select these 2 layers, the vector and the bone layer, and I can take the keyframes of both and I can scale it up or down by dragging. Sorry, what I did is I just selected the keyframes and then hold Alt or Option on the keyboard and then drag to the right or left the last keyframe. Any of the last keyframes here, I can just drag them. So if I want the donkey to walk faster, I will do that, and if I want the donkey to go slower, I will do that. So let's look how it works slower now. So you can see it's still not sliding, everything is working. We have the additive cycle, but now the donkey is slower. I will undo this and we'll make the donkey to walk faster. So now we have a faster donkey. It doesn't look so smooth now. Also, it's not moving on 2s now, so we have some weird effects happening there. They can be fixed, but yeah, but it will require some more time. But yeah, but that's the thing, and the same, I think the same happens with this wheel. So you can control the speed of the wheel. So if you see the 2 keyframes of the wheel, actually it starts here and then it rotates up to this angle, and then it has a cycle, and this cycle is an additive cycle, so it will continue rotating at that speed. So I don't need to take the wheel and rotate it on exactly 360 degrees. I can just rotate it any amount, and then I can control the speed of the wheel by just dragging the last keyframe. So if I want a faster wheel, I can just drag it to the left, and now the wheel will be faster. If I want a slower wheel, I can do the opposite, so now it's very slow. Okay, so, and you can also, if you select this bone, you can go to the graph mode, double click on the rotation channel, and you can control the speed here. And actually this is what I prefer to do with wheels and stuff like that, because I can just control the speed by dragging this, and you can see exactly what is happening on the graph there. So if I go down, for instance, now the wheel is going to rotate in the opposite direction, which doesn't make sense, but anyway, it's like that. Alright, let me see what else, what other file can be interesting here. And actually maybe, let me show you the, here's the image of the characters. Let me just show you this with a gray background. So here are the original illustrations for the characters. So I don't remember who was the artist who created this, so I don't want to, I will try to get the credit of that, but basically this is what we got in the Moho team. So we basically received all these characters, and the the guide was, now you have to animate them, and that's it. So it is a very relaxed also to do scene, because there wasn't much, there weren't any retakes or anything like that, which is very weird in a movie. because it was everything so free, and all the characters were so small, that I just started thinking about what kind of things every character could do and what kind of story could be happening. So I started focusing on these characters. I thought like they had a lot of action there with the cat and the hurling sticks there. So I thought, yeah, maybe these are like the main characters of the scene, at least like in my heart. So I started like doing them. Let me show you back the Moho file, and maybe I will activate the background again. What I wanted to tell you before is that this scene was created in Moho 12, and in that version it was impossible to play the entire scene with all the characters visible. So what I had to do in order to keep the performance running, I created different groups with different characters, so I could just hide some of the groups and just show, for instance, if I wanted to show only the kids and the cat, I could just hide all the other groups, and now the software will run properly. Which makes me very happy now is that in Moho 14, since we have a new graphics engine and we have made several adjustments to the performance, now this file performs pretty well even with all the characters visible here. So you can see it runs practically in real time. So here you can see the kids. Actually, let me isolate them. So I just reproduced the illustration, the original illustration here with vectors, and you can see here is the cat, for instance, and I actually have some bones hidden here. Let me just show all the bones. So here is the cat, and again, what was fun about this project, let me just find the cat here. What was fun is that I could create like very basic and kind of dirty rigs, because these characters are so small and the style is so loose that I didn't have to worry too much about I don't know, picky, like keeping the shapes working properly for the limbs and stuff like that. So actually this cat is made with very simple vectors. Let me just, where is the cat now? Let me just show you here. So yeah, I have like this shape, which is the body, and then I have simple lines with 3 points for each of the legs, then another line for the tail and some bones for the tail, and then just this head that is attached to this bone, and that's it. That's the rig of the cat. So it's very, very simple, and the good part about this is that, yeah, sometimes like you could take like a few minutes, like even 5 minutes to create one of the characters. So that's why like this scene has a lot of characters, but actually it didn't take that long, because you could just create like very simple vectors with them. So now you can see I put the kids here and they are running, and the first thing I did is that I animated like the choreography of the movement first. So before animating the actual characters, I just took the layer translation tool and I just moved the characters. Let me show you the path here. So it's not visible. Okay, I don't think it's moving. It's moving here. So if I put a group here in the cat, so you can see the path of the cat. So I was thinking like, okay, this kid is trying to hit the cat, so it's going to miss there, and then the cat is going to jump down, and there is another kid and jump here. So basically I just created like how the cat will move, and then I started to adapt the kids to the movement of the cat, and then sometimes later I modified the movement of the cat to react to another kid. So you can see, if you show the path, you can see the choreography of the different kids. So here you can see this one. Yeah, and it stops. So yeah, they are just trying to hit the cat. Okay, which is not nice. I know someone in the comments said like, this is not nice, they are trying to hit the cat, and that's totally true. It's not nice, and that is why if you look at the scene, actually the cat escapes and it doesn't receive any hit and just goes on top of the roof. And then after the scene ends, it just looks back. So, and the kids are very frustrated because they couldn't hit it. Yeah, actually, look at this one. He's very frustrated. Ah. So again, like, look at this ring. This is like embarrassing how simple it is. Let me just select this guy and show. Let me show all the bones. Yeah, look how simple this this character. He doesn't even have legs. Doesn't have bones on the legs. Like everything, like he has a bone for the stick and some bones for the body, but actually the movement of the leg is done in the vector layer. So I have a vector layer here, and so if I wanted the character to run, instead of rigging a complex character, I just created a cycle of the movement of the legs. I don't even remember this, but yeah, you can see the movement of the legs here is just point animation, and the same here. So very angry about it. And actually let's change the eyes. We're going to end this with the guy like very angry there or something. Yeah, or frustrated. Well, it looks more evil than angry, but yeah, now it's evil. So yeah, now it ends like that. Oops, and I need to adjust because there is so much point movement that some of the bones are not even, some of the points are not even following the bones at some points, because I just prefer to do point animation there. Other things that were very useful, for instance, these trash bags, you can see they react to the cat, and actually are like very simple rigs, just 3 bones per bag. They don't do much, but these bones, if you select them, they have squash and stretch scaling activated. So if I scale any of these bones, you get some squash and stretch. So basically with that I could just animate the reaction of the bags. Again, it's like a very cheap trick, but it works in this scale. This one can be interesting too. So here we have this character. Let me actually move it back. Oops, I will set the start time here. Okay, we have the character here, and again I have some additive cycles, so the character continues walking here, but I have also some target bones. So the idea here is that you can see the legs, they are target bones, so they stay on the ground, but the hands are also target bones and they are connected to the cart. So when the cart moves, the hand and the arms follow the cart. So this was useful to create like this effect, like he's pushing the cart, so the cart is not moving much at the beginning, but then he pushes it more. So you can see like the body comes closer to the cart and then goes, separates the cart from it, so it advances. Yeah, so, and this is all in a cycle, so it's very simple, and we could even exaggerate that. Let me just say, maybe the cart is actually going to stay still for a bit longer. Let me try here, maybe even more, like here. So now he will have to push it harder there, boom. Maybe now it's moving too fast, so I'm going to reduce the speed of that, boom. So yeah, it is that easy to modify that. Of course, now the wheel is not really following the rest of the movement, but that one is easy to fix later. Let me see what is going on here. So we have this, yeah, they are just walking. yeah, sorry, just talking, there is not much happening here. Let me see, let me just show all the characters here. This is a scene I like. So we have this this person with the dog. So yeah, in the original drawing, I just they were just there. Yeah. So actually, she's this person is looking to the camera. So what I did here is I created a simple smart bone, and this smart bone is very simple. Actually, I didn't even name this smart bone. It's called B9, which is the default name for it. But if I rotate it, you can see it goes to the original pose and rotates to the right and rotates to the left. Very simple. If I open the action for this, I have one action from the front to the right, and this is just the points moving to the right. You can see how what the points are doing there, and I have another action with the points moving to the left. So that's it. Again, like these smart bones, probably they took like 1 minute each side. But with that, I could create this animation. So now the idea, like this person is, is asking for money actually with the plate here. But I thought it could be cool if she plays with the dog. So she takes the plate, shows it. Let me just close this. Then throws it, but the dog doesn't react. So he just looks at the plate. Does nothing. So then she said, like, oh no. But this is not in the movie. This was too long. But I was having fun doing it. So yeah. So let me show you the full animation now. See that? Boom. Ay. That's it. Yeah. Let me see. I had this this little girl here. Just she falls and is going with this person, and this person just checks like, are you okay? And I just thought it was funny to have her rotating like that, like she's made of rubber, so she's just flipping the bone there and going like, are you okay? And I think this guy is covering her, but I think she says like something like, let me just show. She says something like, yeah. No, she smiles. Okay, and that's it. Let me see what else. This is one I enjoyed too. I don't know actually if this comes from the original illustration. No, in the original illustration we have this guy just standing there. So I was thinking what I could do with this guy. So I thought it would be cool to have him spitting. So he does that. Also he spits like next to the police. So yeah, there is some political commentary there, something, I don't know. Yeah, and then we have these guys, and for some reason they become like, how do you call it, like straight, like in position when this guy walks. So maybe this is some important guy, I don't know. Again, like all this is just point animation. Like look at these guys, they don't even have bones, they are just point animation. Here you can see what is this doing. So I have the head going down here, then going up, and this is just point animation. I can show you like a longer transition, but it's just that. Boom, and then moves. And somewhere there is a change in the shape order, but I don't know where that is actually applied. Maybe that was a mistake. Let me see. No, it's the head. Okay, I know now. Yeah, so if you look at this, like the head Let me just increase this difference. So the head is on top of the chest. So here is still on top of the chest, but then here it goes behind. So the idea, yeah, if you are turning down, the head should be on top of the chest, and then it goes back. And the way this is done is just, I just selected, let me show you here, I just selected this shape with the select shape tool, and I just press the keyboard up, and now this is on top, like, I mean, this entire shape now is on top of the rest, and I have a keyframe here. Now, of course, if I select several shapes, which is probably what I did, I just selected several shapes, and then I can send this to the front. I think I forgot to actually select the head. Well, let's say something like that, I don't know. Yeah, there you have it. So you just need to be sure of selecting all the shapes there, and you can create that. Now, to create this kind of animation, you need to open the vector layer properties. By double clicking them, go to vectors and select animated shape order. This needs to be checked for that to work. Alright, let's continue here. What else do we have? We have these characters here. They are working on top of the roofs, but just because I have another layer here that I just hid. But yes, this, I mean, because I wanted to have a nice preview of this, I just had one image for the entire background. So what I did is I duplicated that, and then I masked it with a vector. So now you can see actually this roof on top are just masked there. Anyway, so let me just hide that again, and I will show the background. So let's continue. This is a part I really like with the pigs, because they are so happy. So yeah, I was thinking, like, I was trying, I mean, if we don't consider the kids and the cat, I was trying that everyone should be treating well the animals. That was my goal here. So they talk. So my idea is, like, the pig was asking, like, was rotating, like, should we continue this way or something like that, and then she explains, yeah, continue there. So she goes, and look how happy this pig is, just jumping there. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's the idea. And for that extremely complex rotation, let me show you how I created that. So let me actually remember, because I don't fully know. So okay, we have a layer. This is the ear behind, then we have the tail in another layer, then we have the legs in a separated layer, then we have the body, and if you look at the body, you can see everything that is inside is masked. I mean, all the flesh is masked inside of the body, so all the eyes and all that. So what I did is that here you have, like, the shine of the body, and here you have these lines, like the eyes and all that. So when this character is jumping and rotating, what is happening is that all these points are just moving to the left, and then they are coming to the right again. So it's just that point animation, and that gives the sensation of rotation. And then when it rotates again, I was thinking, okay, when this pig rotates the first time, it rotates to the right. Okay, to its right, and then when it rotates again, it again rotates to the right. So now we should see the front of the pig. So during this frame, you can see that the pig has no nose. Yeah, it just doesn't have. And then continues. But again, like, everything is extremely simple. Let me show you what else. Yeah, we have this guy talking about the Bible, and Actually, at the beginning, for this kid, like the Charlie Brown kid, I wanted him to fall. And actually I had a version, I don't have it anymore, but I had a version in which I think there was a ball and he fall like Charlie Brown, but there were too many actions for him here, so then I just left the character just running and the people reacting to that. So this guy that is walking just stops and goes back because the kid is coming here, and this guy, yeah, he just yells at him like the Bible or something, or Jesus, or I don't know. Yeah, and actually at the beginning I had this, I think these two characters were closer and the kid was also like impressed by that sudden movement, but at the end I just kept it like that. And this is another one I like, this mother with the little kids, because it doesn't want to go, so she's just pulling it. And yeah, it's just a silly animation. Let me just set the keyframe, the layer start time, so we can see it. So yeah, so she pulls it. Let me hide this person for now. Yeah, she's pulling it, and there is a little jump, and the legs are a bit chaotic, but yeah, I just thought it was fun to have that. And also I like when two characters they are actually the same rig, so they can be connected, like the hands are connected. So if I move the mother, you can see that the hands are connected. Of course I can break it very easily, but for this scene that was good enough. So we have both characters interacting. So many times, like for this kind of interaction, it is better to have just a simple rig than instead of putting two rigs and like keeping things together. Like for instance, if this character were if these were two rigs and I wanted to hold hands, I will need to be tracking the hands every frame and to be sure that they are still connected or they appear connected. But in this case, since they are part of the rig, the hands are actually connected in the rig itself, so I don't need to be worried about being connected them. And now this one is another part I feel very represented by it, like this baby learning to walk and the mother very scared about that. And of course the rest of the town they don't really care about it. But what I like is that she knows what she's doing, so she's not going to fall. And actually, yeah, we went to frame 10,000 and she didn't fall, so it's fine. This guy is also a nice one. He's just so mysterious. So he's the only one affected by the wind. There you have it. Yeah, that guy is just a mystery. What else do we have? We have some rats. Yeah, and I think here is the main character I showed you before. This guy playing music and the other one like really enjoying that. Like this one, like put his hands and he's dancing, and yeah, very happy with that. Let me see. Here's a drawing of myself. One of the illustrators put me in the scene, so I appear here drinking mate too. I like this. Yeah, I like these two ladies because they are just talking bad about everyone. Yeah, and she's more in like in another mood. She's a bit happier, but they just don't like how they don't like anything, and that is what I imagine. And in this case I created this smart bone to talk, so it has a lot of squash and stretch, like, so I wanted them to really be like very soft, like blah 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 blah. So this is how this is done. But again, like, this is a smart bone done like in 1 minute. It's just distorting the entire head. And the same for this other one. Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, I had fun doing those. Yeah, here's another guy asking for money, but no one gives him. Let me see what else do I have. Yeah, I like this guy. So he's walking there, but yeah, he's talking with a sheep, and then lives forever in an additive cycle. But yeah, but that was, I don't know, I thought it was a nice touch to just have that guy there. And finally, I think somewhere there are some pigeons, but they are hard to find. Here. Yeah, so here we have some romance happening here too. So boom. I mean, I don't know if it is actually romance, but that guy is trying to impress. So we have this smart bone, like the impress smart bone. And then I don't remember. This one rotates the head. I mean, turns the head there. Yeah, so there are more pigeons somewhere else in the scene, but I don't remember where. But you can see, like, everything is very simple. Everything is just simple vectors, all based on the original animation. Some characters they move better than others. I don't know if I will. I don't know if I like this one. It was kind of sexy in the walk. Yeah, the one with the fish. This one with the barrel. But anyway, that's a tour through the file. I hope this helped to understand what this is created. When people ask, like, I want tutorials to know how to animate this scene, like, this probably, if I create a tutorial for this, is probably like the most boring. It will be like the most boring tutorial because there is nothing fancy happening here. Really, it's like a few bones, point movement, and that's it. Maybe this part is like the most complex, and actually maybe I shouldn't have animated this way, but you can see that the speed here is actually done with a stroke exposure. So with this tool I can show a part of the line and the other part if I hold Alt. So basically the animation of this line traveling through this arc is actually done with that. And I think the second part is a second line. That's it. Yeah, it's just a second line. So the idea with this is what is cool is that I can be fancier in the way this guy spits. So maybe there will be a loop in the spit like that. So now let's see how that. Yeah, this should be in the movie actually. Let me just put the same keyframe here. Yeah, there you have it. Yeah, that guy is way cooler now. Alright, we can finish the video with that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.